What's good everyone, churcheen here. Welcome back to another Sparking Zero video. Now, I want to discuss with you guys into like some of the concerns or at least things that they didn't really explore too much that we need more context of Sparking Zero so far. Again, I was expecting them to have a character trailer for like the Blue Saga for this Gamescom, but they didn't really show too much. Like, yeah, they did show like new characters like Ultimate Gohan, the Majin Boos, but other than that, nothing really too crazy here. But I would probably expect the next character trailer probably like in the early half of September. That's probably the expectation I have. But okay, so let's go over it. So I think the first thing is to say is that they're not going to include Mission 100. Now, I have not played this mode in the original Tenkaichi 3, but from my understanding, is basically you play like over 100 missions. And then basically in different rules, conditions, this and that, and it's just not going to show up in the game. Now, when I was looking into it, right, I actually think this definitely I think it's definitely fair, because when you guys remember take into account, while we're not going to have Mission 100, there are going to be different modes called like which I think was it called bonus battles. Because if you remember, guys, from the last game, like the second gameplay trailer, there's gonna be a feature called custom battles. I don't know if this is the same thing or not. Custom battle bonus. Oh, I mean, yeah, they are kind of the same thing there. So basically, what these do. So I think there's gonna be ones that will probably be like the default ones, but obviously not gonna be 100 of them. But custom battle, that's really where the thing lies here, because that one, I think he did say like you can kind of like upload them for the people to play it as and do your own rules and your own conditions. When I look at it that way, I feel like it's definitely a win-win, because yeah, they took away something that was from the original game. I'm pretty sure a good portion of people did like, but they replaced it with something that has like more player input and more creativity involved. I think that's definitely a fair deal, at least for me personally. So, you know, it definitely has its trade-offs here and there. Then the other one is like the character selection screen is not going to be as different in the final game. Yeah, this was another thing I was kind of expected to be the case, because I'm not expecting it to be like a whole different 180. I would probably just expect probably some model touch-ups in here and there, or something. But I think really the easiest thing they could probably do. Again, I'm not a game developer, but I feel like what they could have done is just the original route. You click on the character, and then when you click on the character, you can see the transformations and fusions they have alongside them. I just feel like that just could have been much easy to do. You know, it's just like, why not go that route? Nobody complained for that. You know, and I know they have that thing where they have like that real-time thing. So basically, it's like once you click on the characters, you go immediately into battle. So maybe that could be the reason why they're not doing it. Again, we just don't know yet. We just have to wait and see. But yeah. The next one, I think a lot of people, myself included, are definitely disappointed on, is that there's not going to be a at least public demo or beta, what you want to call it. Yeah, this is another realistic thing I was expecting. I was not, especially given that we're like, I think like less than 2 months from now from the game releasing. And the more I was thinking about this, it kind of does make sense to me, because I do want to bring up this. Let me just pull up where's right here. So Call of Duty, whether you guys like it or not, I don't really care. But there's one thing that's definitely certain: Call of Duty is like one of the biggest gaming franchises like in the world. Like every year the game comes out, no matter the quality, it still makes a lot of money for some reason. They did have like a private beta, I think it was in July, and unfortunately because of that, some people they decided to kind of dig deep into it and decided to crack basically the game so they could have an old build. So I feel like my theory is that they didn't want to do that for Sparking Zero because of the fear that somebody could probably do the same thing here. They hack into the game and then they get access to an old build, probably not getting access to story mode. Like basically they'll get access to the game, but it's gonna be like a very old build, this and that. And obviously I could definitely see that would be like a very immensely PR nightmare to come out from. A lot of spoilers here and there. I'm pretty sure people, and probably turn away from a lot of people who wanted to play this game. So I can definitely understand from a company standpoint why they would not probably want this, you know. But again, it could very well be a different reason. It could probably be budget or something else. Again, we do not know. But again, I'm just speculating here. Take into account from another game that had also like a public, you know, private, whatever the beta, whatever whatnot. But yeah, it is just weird to me because the thing is like they're doing demos even after the game releases. Like the game comes out on October 11th, I believe, and we have one right here, October 12th. November 5 through 8, November 23rd. Like I just find that so weird to me, but I don't know. Maybe there's a different reason why they did that. I don't know. Who knows, right? So okay, that's it. Then the next one, I think a lot of people will definitely, another big one right here is DLCs. Again, this is just a prediction I made from my last video. Feel free to check that out. But let's just go right here. I think this is definitely a hypothetical standpoint. No, I think before I get into this, I do want to discuss like what about the characters that are not going to be part of the game? Because again, I don't expect every single character from the original Tenkaichi 3 to even make it on the list. Like what about Great Apes, for example? Let's say Devilman, Pillow Machine, or Goku T. And they weren't in Tenkaichi 3, but what about those characters? Or what about characters from Super that were definitely significant enough to the plot, but they were not added to the game? Like Champa and Vados, they both have in DLC for Xenoverse 2. Like, will they also just be sold as DLC later down the road? Is that how they're gonna handle it? Because like we all know that Xenoverse did the same thing. Xenoverse 2 did the same thing because remember, Vegeta and Kid Buu are in the game and original Super Buu. But then guess what? Let me just pull it up. Where is? Just fuck it. I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, right here. They had the Odyssey to sell the Bura and Majin Buu, Buhan, in a game where the other versions of them or people they're associated with are already in the game. Like, so it's like, I would not be surprised if they did something similar. Like, let's say they paywall Frost's forms. Let's say they paywall, I don't know, King Vegeta or Chila. I don't think we're going to be losing sleep over them, but hypothetically speaking. Or let's say in the DLC packs as well. What if like for GT, because there's definitely a lot of GT characters they can probably pull up in the list. But let's say for example, GT Trunks is not in it or something. Are they going to just sell them in a different DLC pack down the road? Again, we do not know for certain. We just have to wait and see for the first DLC pack to see the structure. And speaking of the structure, we do know that it's going to be 20 plus characters. So assuming it's going to be like 21, is that going to be the same structure? Are they going to apply for other characters? Like let's say DBZ movies, because DBZ movies, they have just so many characters to come out. I think there's like 33 I have right here. And it's like, are they going to do that into one pack, or are they going to split it into two packs? Or like kind of like DBZ movie pack 1, DBZ movie pack 2. Are they going to do like that? It's like, it's so weird. Like, who knows? Who really knows? But yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. I think another thing I do want to discuss is also like microtransactions, because we do know that like a lot of Dragon Ball games, as of recently, they all have DLC. So let's actually go for. Actually, let me go to Steam. Actually, I think it's probably much easier. So okay. Yeah, I mean, we all know that Xenoverse 1 had DLC. We already know that. Xenoverse 2 had a lot of. Actually, let me. Is there like a way I can just change it so that it's not. Either way, so. Like, yeah, if you want to take into account, obviously, look, the amount of DLCs they have, I mean, look, $300 for you to catch up onto it. Fighters, like, almost $200 right there. We do, and it's like, Giant Ball Z Kakarot, they also, I remember they did have microtransactions. That, arcade mode they had, they did like they added microtransactions to the game. I remember that too. So look, another thing I do want to bring up as well when it comes to that is like, what about for character? Because like one thing I could definitely see is like, what if they go with a Fortnite route or like games nowadays. So I know what games like to do nowadays is that they like to sell you guys cosmetics, and they want you to pay for those cosmetics. We do know that cosmetics are going. Some of them are actually going to be like unlockable to like Shenron, but it's like, how many cosmetics are they going to keep away? Are all of them going to be in the game? Is every single cosmetic that has been introduced in the past games, are they also going to come back in this game as well? Because like, what if I want to play as Teen Gohan, right? But like, I want to wear the outfit from the BoJack movie, the way he was wearing like Goku's Jeep. Are they gonna paywall that until we get BoJack into the game, or is that gonna be something gonna be for free, or is that something gonna be part of like an item shop? I'm not saying they're gonna have an item shop or microtransactions, but we have to kind of keep that in mind, because all the previous games of Dragon Ball, they have included some sort of feature like that. So again, I'm not gonna say it is, but I'm just saying, like, you kind of have to keep yourself at a realistic kind of perspective, you know. But yeah. Also, another one that they wanted to bring up here is I think I already talked this about before, but it's like Evolution Blue Vegeta. Evolution Blue Vegeta is in the game's cover art. Let me actually just pull up here. Sparking Zero. Yeah, so if you guys go right here, yeah, we do see Evolution Blue Vegeta in the cover, but unfortunately, he is going to be leveraged to a power. Now, I know that people may not mind this at all, but some people do. I personally wish that he was just a transformation. It's like, you know, at this point, right, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But it's like, I just don't like how they just leverage something that we did see him that was definitely very important within the anime, at least in that arc, the Tournament of Power, but it's not gonna be the same, because Goku gets like 2 Ultra Instincts, but Vegeta can't even get Evolution Blue. I feel, to me, that was just kind of like, I feel like that's just unfair. But you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. No, I think another thing I did want to point out is like outfit. So obviously we do see Goku Jedi outfit. I mean, that's coming back. Now I wouldn't say it's an issue, but the question I do have is like, are we gonna be able to have characters wear outfits from like a different version? Like, obviously we know that this is definitely tied to like the dbc Goku, but what if I want to play as Super Saiyan God Goku, but I want to wear like the End of Z outfit, or let's say the Jedi outfit as well? Is that going to be restricted to the specific characters, like the variants, or is it going to be something like all together within the character, under the character branch? It's like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's something that would be really cool to see, but again, I don't really expect them to actually implement it in the game. But yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for what I have to say. Again, if you guys had asked me like, am I excited for the game? I'm definitely very excited for the game. Definitely, most certainly. But obviously, I know there's going to be some decisions that we're not going to. I'm pretty sure by the end, when the game comes out, there is probably going to be a thing or two that people are definitely going to have an issue with. I don't think there's going to be the first one, but you know, they are going to definitely make decisions. You have to kind of keep a realistic mind. This is not 2007 anymore. 2007 was a different time in the video game industry. The games, you know, DLCs wasn't exactly as kind of expansive. You know, they weren't really explored often. But now we live in an age with like microtransactions or crypto. I mean, I don't know if I think Ubisoft uses crypto in their games. Costume, battle passes, DLC packs, or any of that. We have to kind of keep that anticipation in line. If they're gonna add microtransactions in this game and add like a like a item shop or something, I would not be surprised, because I've seen this happen so many times. Even in single player games, I've seen that happen way too much. Way too much. But yeah, I'm gonna play this game and keep it an open mind. I'm definitely looking to have some fun. You know, try out the new character and stuff like that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are there any concerns that you guys have to the game? Anything I didn't mention? Do you guys agree or disagree with these concerns? Do you guys think these are really a big deal or not? Please let me down below. If you guys like what you see, please consider subscribing and check out the links down below. I have a Discord server, so please join that as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. Take care. Thank you guys for listening, and as always, stay churcheen. See ya.